The action-packed cop thriller Crown Vic gives viewers the chance to ride along with two police officers from the LAPD for one heart-pounding night.
Yeah, the job is intense, especially when dealing with rogue cop Jacque Van Zandt and his partner, played by David Krumholtz. Take a look.
Boo, you know this dude was in Afghanistan, right?
I'll start with that.
Nah, man, this dude 4 years. Armored cavalry, no joke.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh my goodness, and David is with us now. Welcome.
Hi, how you doing?
We're doing good. So this movie has a lot of star power. Alec Baldwin is producing it.
That's right.
It was kind of in the works for a long time. It's intense, as we're saying. What drew you to the project?
Well, a good friend of mine, a man named Greg Bello, who, like all friends do, drives me crazy, told me he was producing this thing, and I was like, oh, God. And then he sent me the script, and the script was brilliant and powerful and very unlike any other police movie I had ever seen or read. And so, yeah, I jumped at the chance to do it, and, it's turned out, a lot of times you make these little movies and they kind of become half of what you hope they would be, but this one actually exceeded our expectations.
Yeah, and it's gritty.
It is very gritty.
Yeah.
That's kind of you to say, in a way.
Well, it's ambiguous about its subject matter, which is a tough thing to do to pull off in a movie, and it really is just sort of an observation of what it is to be a police officer in 2019 and to be on the receiving end of police brutality and to be on, to have to sort of dish that out and deal with it. It's
and the relationship between cops and
it's essentially about a police officer on his very first night on patrol being trained by a veteran police officer who's been suspended to the point where he has to train this kid, and he's sort of reluctantly doing it, and it ends up being the most violent night they can possibly imagine, both circumstantially with the criminals they're encountering, but also because of some of the veteran cops' choices.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. And the film is controversial in, I think, a really healthy way. I think it's disquieting, and it leaves the viewer to sort of decide for themselves what was right or what was wrong. Which was the whole point. Sheds a very specific light on something that affects us all. It
does let you decide for yourself. It doesn't kind of tell you how to feel about it.
Right. And that's kind of lacking in a lot of films these days. So, and that's kind of what drew me to it, is that it didn't answer. There's no happy ending. There's no formula for it. It just is what it is.
Can we talk about the mustache?
Yeah, that's my mustache. As you can see, this was this morning I shaved, so I grow facial hair rather quickly. That mustache is iconic, and it's practically been sewn into the great American pop culture quilt.
Yes, it has.
Yes, that's right.
Well, you're also saying goodbye to the Deuce.
What
was it like being a part of that and recreating the 70s and early 80s?
Well, it's a very special opportunity for me to sort of sink my teeth into somebody who, for all intents and purposes, is in a shameful profession and has to sort of deal with his feelings about it and encourage Maggie Gyllenhaal's character to delve further into it. And she eventually becomes one of the more successful pornography directors in the history of porn. Storied history. But yeah, we just finished our last season, and it was a blast, especially working with Maggie, who's truly an astounding talent and a lovely person. So I'm going to miss it.
Well, another great project you were involved with was the Santa Claus franchise, just about Christmas. You, of course, were Bernard the Elf.
I was.
Do you do you watch it every year when it comes out? Do you watch it with your kids?
Actually, this is the first year. 2 nights ago, I showed it to my kids, and they took no interest whatsoever. Absolutely.
How old are they?
5 and 2. And they asked me why I wasn't CGI, and I thought, well, because they used to cast actual people. But yeah, it's a favorite of mine, and to this day, I tell people they're on the nice list if they're nice to me, and if they're mean to me, I run.
All right, well, Crown Vic is available on demand right now, so check it out. David, thank you so much.
Great to have
Thank
you
you
here.
guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.